back home, delivered my load in Aurora, and well, we're working on replacing the wedge. I got to fix that up. There's a new plan. Got some stuff I got to show you about that. Creating more of a ventilation situation for my inverter up in that cabinet. That and more. Plus, Junior gives me a little present on this episode of
the Clutch Trucker Channel.
Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. Sorry, no Rusty in the opening tonight. He's already inside, sleeping happily with my wife in bed. It is Tuesday night, the 27th here. Got home last night and was working on how we're going to fix the whole wedge situation and, the roof over the box. And that's what we're working on. That's what I started working on today. So I made my trip to Menards. You'll save big money. You'll save big money at Menards. Anyway, I could never work there because that jingle drives me nuts. If you remember back in my old radio days when we used to have to edit their... Because they could never make the commercials the right length. We used to have to edit their commercials every week when we had our radio station. And of course that guy, this week at Menards, you can save tons of money. Drove me nuts. Anyway, got everything I needed so I can rebuild the wedge. I've got the diamond plate here at the house. I've got that marine sealant we're going to use. My son and I got up there today. We were able to get the big wedge down. Because I had put that rubber flooring stuff on there thinking this was a brilliant idea last time and brought it over the top of the cab. Well, it blew off, tore off. The wedge stayed up there, the wood wedge. I used masonite board for the flat portion of the wedge. Of course, with all the rain I went through, that did curl up at the end. That has to be replaced. I bought another piece of, I bought plywood this time that I'm going to put up there. I'm going to still use the inside triangles. I did discover today when I was up there that the gap was way too wide. It was this big. And this steel rubber stuff that John Hallgren suggested that I ordered off their website that we're going to use it's a weather stripping that you can use as a gap. You see it's got the 3M peel off stuff off the back and then it'll compress. So I want to get that gap down between the wedge and the back of the cab down to about a 1/2 inch or less. This is 3/4 of an inch. You can see it compresses, and when it compresses it gets a little wider, but it stays rubberized. So if there is any vibration between the cab and the wedge, this will absorb that and provide a watertight seal is the whole theory. Alright, so I've got to rebuild the wedge. I found the cab leans forward just a little bit that I didn't account for last time. So I'm going to redo that, talk to John Hallgren tonight, and I was just going to eyeball recutting those inner triangles, and I have to make new outer triangles to make the wedge again. And he suggested get up there with some cardboard and make sure you get that angle right the first time. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. I ran out of daylight today. We did get the wedge, like I say, off the box, and it's down. I'm gonna be able to use the main guts of it. But let me show you a couple of pictures of what happened when that rubber peeled off and started whacking that masonite board. That's when I decided I needed to go with plywood this time, because look at the cracks it put into it. All right, look down there. See how it got cracked as that rubber was whacking it? You can see in a couple of places, and also towards the top on the other side, right up there where the shadow is. So that told me that masonite board was a mistake that I used last time. So I went with plywood this time, which is going to be a little bit stronger. It's still a thin one. It's only a 1/4 inch thick because I don't want to add a lot of weight with this. But I'm going to be rebuilding the wedge to the new specs tomorrow. I'm still convinced the wedge is the good idea because when I was in rain last week, towards the end of last week, after I delivered at the Walmart distribution center in Johnstown, New York, I went over to the TA in Fultonville, and all that morning it rained, and I sat there for 5 hours with it raining constantly. It never leaked upstairs. Then I drove towards Rochester area to pick up my next load, and I drove for 3 hours through a combination of light and torrential rain the whole time. Nothing ever leaked, which tells me it's probably not the seam between the box and the cab. It's probably somewhere on top of that box that the water is finding its way in. So this is where the wedge helped, even though it didn't have any kind of a protection over just the wood, that bare masonite. Well, now when we rebuild the wedge tomorrow with the plywood, and then I'm going to put the diamond plate on it, and now we've got this new gasket to put between the wedge and the cab, and then I've got that marine sealant to put around the side edges and everything. I think this will actually finally solve my problem. Based on the rain I ran through and everything, we can only hope. So now I ran out of daylight today. I had to move on to another project. Remember how I put this vent in here in the cabinet? Because I've got the big inverter up there and the smaller inverters down here behind my seat. I put holes in the back of that cabinet right about where I'm putting my thumb up there, so it could pull air up and through there and out the side right there, okay? Problem is, it still gets too hot in there, and that fan on that inverter kicks on way too much. All right, so here's the cabinet. There's that inverter in there, and you can see there's the holes in the side where that vent is, and so, oh, and just picking up the green lights coming off the CT. Isn't that funny? Makes it look like a Halloween thing, like there's bats or bugs or little rats behind there. Kind of funny. And of course there's the holes underneath, which you can't see back there. Oh, there you can see those. Okay. Anyway, so I want to let this breathe better. So I got another one of these so it can match that one right there. And I'm going to cut out a hole right here in this, and I'm going to put this up here like that. Luckily, width-wise, it fits in perfectly. I wish I could have gotten one that was half the height or half the width, however you want to look at it, but they didn't make one to match like that I could find at Menards. So it's going to take up, as you can see, most of that inner space, but we'll sacrifice looks for the fact that that'll breathe better. Basically, whenever I'm cooking or using the microwave or the Ninja Foodie, I just have to open this door to let this thing, because that heats up and it needs to blow more air, circulate more air. Well, now with the big hole cut out right here and the vent louvers there on the front, that should alleviate that problem. And I think I'm just going to cut this out with the multi-tool. We'll give it a shot. That multi-tool is one of the best things to have in your toolbox. Is this, see, I was just able to stick that right in there, cut that hole out, and have to do pre-drill any holes with a drill or anything. So now, so you can see the inverter in there. We'll just stick this up here with a couple of screws on, and that'll let that breathe oh so much better, and I think that'll solve my problem. All right, there it all is in place. You can see it doesn't look quite as nice as the paneling all the way up there, but that'll let that inverter breathe better. So there you go, see? So we can breathe inside. It has nice vent through there. Like I say, it has side vents there, and it's got the vents, of course, up there in the back. So it's breathing, not bleeding. That would be disgusting. It's breathing from 3 sides now. So that should help that whole situation out. What do you think? Nice little quick fix. All right, now I just have to put my mirror back up there. I had it right there. See, hi. So I can do my hair, make myself also pretty in the morning. So that's a good height because I can stand right here. So I gotta find some double-sided tape and we'll mount this back up. I'm gonna use the double-sided Scotch, this plastic Velcro stuff, which is great for holding up like your pre-pass, you know, toll things or whatever up in your windshield. They're great for holding up my dash cams. That's what I use for that. I bought a whole bunch of these off Amazon not too long ago, months ago, because I can never find them in a store anywhere anymore. But this is the exact kind you want to hold up stuff that needs to stay up really well. And I'm going to use this to put the mirror back up, so that way if I ever need to pull it down to clean it, undo it. What do you think? Okay, got the mirror up. See, I've got the camera at an angle, so see, you can see me, hi, in my mirror there. So doesn't that look nice? It's up there now next to my vent on the cabinet, and so that can breathe nicely now. See, the fan's blowing on it right now. But now, so you can see through there, that should give it plenty of extra ventilation that it needs, so hopefully that will do well. Okay, so we got that vent up there now. So now, like I say, 3 sides ventilated for that inverter upstairs, or up in that box. Upstairs is up there where my bed is. That's right, I've got 2 floors in here now that I did that remodel. If you're new to the channel and you're wondering what the heck am I talking about with this whole remodel and the leak issue and blah blah blah, there are 111 updates. They're all titled Sleeper Remodel Update Number Blah. Alright, so if you want to know how I completely remodeled my Freightliner Coronado sleeper and made it something more functional for me to live in, you can find out there. And I know some people have put in the comments, well, you ruined that collider by doing that. No, I made it better, baby. I've got a full-size bed upstairs. I've got the microwave permanently mounted. I've got the Ninja Foodie permanently mounted. I've got a toilet in here. I've got a sink, a freshwater system. It's a beautiful thing. I've really been enjoying the remodel, other than the fact that I haven't been able to find that leak. So, hopefully we'll be able to figure that out. And I've said over and over, ever since I did this remodel, why aren't toilets standard in these trucks? When you can put an RV-style toilet in, like I did, easily. And if you don't want to do that much work, you can put just like a regular Thetford camping-style toilet that is a standalone, that has its own freshwater system on board and everything. And they're like $100-150 at Cabela's or something. Why those don't exist in these trucks, I'll never understand. And as you get older, boy, a toilet is a beautiful thing. If you've watched my videos for a while, you may remember me telling a story about potato chips. How you can't go over a certain altitude with potato chips or all the bags explode. Here's a good example here. This bag of Tostitos, you see how puffed out it is? It's like completely compressed, full of air. See, look at that. This is how I always remember chips growing up in Colorado at 5,400 feet, 5,500 feet. We're over 6,000. I think we're about 6,600 right here in Cheyenne. See, I bought these the other day, I think somewhere in Iowa, at like 1,000 feet. Look what happens to the chips. See, the bag is compressed. See, the chips just gonna fall inside because there's so much air. You go up another 1,000 feet or so, this bag explodes, baby. Yeah, that's why, if you remember me telling that story, I picked up chips, I think somewhere in Utah. I had to go up through Casper and down I-25, so I didn't go over 7,000 feet. If you go over the pass on I-80 between Laramie and Cheyenne, you're like 8,400 feet. All the chips would explode. Okay, so that's about it for tonight. We'll have a whole bunch more tomorrow. I've got the air-to-air boots I need to show you. See that little blue section right back there behind me that I picked up in North Platte, Nebraska? The Freightliner. I've been calling for over 2 weeks all over the country trying to find those damn things because they affect the turbo. They run from the turbo, from the intake to the turbo, through the charge air cooler, back into the engine, gives you the extra boost. There's a little bit of a rupture on one of them, and I need to replace that. Luckily, I found them. And they put them in a drop box for me. I picked them up Sunday night as I was rolling through on my way to Aurora to deliver yesterday. And now I'm home, so I'm working on stuff. Silly, you know, you'd think you might want to take a little time off while you're home. Silly me, no. I come home and I'm working. But that's what I do when I am home. I take time. As I'm an owner-operator, the more I can work on my own truck myself, the better. And again, we're trying to finally fix this leak issue. I think the Wedge is the way to go. We're going to talk more about all this tomorrow, so stay tuned for that as we put together the next video. If I don't get a chance to finish the next video tomorrow night, it'll be the night after that, because I'm planning to go back out on the road on Thursday. Oh, and I got to mention too, when I was out on the road, my wife said some package came for you from Purple. And I'm like, I didn't order anything from Purple. And, you know, the mattress and seat cushion people. Well, you know, I've been mentioning how this purple seat cushion I've been riding on for almost 3 years now. The ultimate purple seat cushion, which is the only one to get. Don't get the Royal. Don't get the other smaller one. You got to get the ultimate. It's expensive. It's like $130 to $150. But it has saved my arse, baby. And I wouldn't ride without it anymore. But I've been riding on it for 3 years, and it started to kind of break down the grid there. Junior, he sent me one. He bought one for me and sent it to me. So, Junior, I really appreciate that, and we'll show that in one of the next upcoming videos. Well, again, thanks for tuning in. Sorry no Rusty in the beginning or close tonight, but he's inside comfortable, sleeping with my wife. I'm not going to go buck him now and drag him out here. Just throw him up here in front of you. I can give you a picture. Ain't he cute? Thanks for tuning in. As always, please subscribe. Please like and comment. I get to your comments as soon as I can. Sometimes takes a few days because I'm a working truck driver. Make sure you like. That helps me get more views on YouTube. You know, I'm nowhere near like, you know, Bonehead Truckers or the Asian My Show. He kind of hacks me off. clickbait. 500,000 truckers losing their jobs, and that's what he puts. I won't even get into it. He doesn't even drive anymore. Neither does Ike with Bonehead Truckers. And I occasionally throw Ike some videos, like when Mark's truck got mashed into by Landstar. Yeah, I gave that to Ike. Does he give me any credit? No. I'm just a lowly Clutch Trucker channel. Please subscribe. Please like and comment. I get, like I said, I get your comments. There's Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker on Twitter. That's why I always put all the Rusty stuff. And as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty sleeping inside. Out. Hey, Jimmy, you did great. You found the marble. That means you get a drink from the fire hose. All right, since there's no Rusty at the ending, let me show you some Rusty stuff I got today. Got them a new set of food and water bowls here, and they have their own little housing. I had separate water and food bowls, but the problem was the rubber on the bottom kept breaking off of them, and then they start sliding all around. Plus, these have their little thing that sits in. It's got a rubber around the bottom to hold it in place, and these are much deeper bowls, so I can easily leave water in there while I'm going down the road and driving, and it won't splash out as much. And then these bowls pop out. You can see now how deep those are? So this will make for a happier dog. And they got rubber around that inside there to hold them when you place them in. Oh, so nicely. So there's a new treat for Rusty. He's got new bowls, baby.